So this is it.
Apparently.
And there's...
Apparently.
Huh.
Once this unholy tree's been knocked down, the electorate will take me seriously. They'll see I have the power to... Ah! A member of the voting... Honor. You've seen... You know the...
He's gunning for a political position with the city... Well, best of luck with everything.
Luck is the late... Here's my... And remember... Go on, put your back into it, man. This is pathetic. It's merely a tree.
Crow, could you fly over there for me?
Why?
Just...
Why?
Jesus.
Fine. Again? Seriously?
A talking bird. Filthy magic. Damnation, where did it go? What kind of shoddy job are the Azadi doing when there are still talking birds flapping about? That God's damn talk there.
Let's... About that talking bird that's bothering you.
Yes, what about it?
I just saw it.
Where? Where? Go look for that goddamn bird over there.
Yeah, I...
Hold still, you filthy little fowl.
Ну, наконец-то.
We'll need to carry him home to have someone look at his head. The tree can wait until tomorrow. You do the carrying. I'd do it myself, but someone needs to lead the way and keep an eye out for potholes.
That was brilliant! First, I did my thing, and then that goofball tried to hit me with a rock, and then stuff happened, and Dung for Brains got knocked out, and then they all left. End scene. It was almost like one of those puppet shows that Wizard puts on in the square. It was hilarious!
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That's the most fun I've had since... I don't know. I guess since I hung out with April all those years ago.
Окей, наконец-то мы от них избавились. Так, ключ.
This place looks a lot bigger on the inside. It is a lot bigger on the inside. Okay, this is freaky. I feel dizzy. There must be magic here because this makes no sense. Things can't be bigger on the inside than on the outside. Then again, why should I be surprised? I've seen weirder things. Weird is my new normal. Right, so, clues. Those are some portentous looking books. I wish I could read them.
Ну, бери, читай.
Amnaxus was a very well-read man. Thing.
Так, опять книги. И что-нибудь еще?
There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books.
Так, тут у нас что-то прикольное, но... Я сначала думаю сходить на второй этаж. Так, а тут только постели и еще книги.
Those are some portentous looking books.
Окей, все. Ты уже повторяешься. Книги, книги, книги. Ладно, значит, внизу у нас действительно лежит что-то самое важное. Что-то, что не очень похоже на книгу.
Oh, that's interesting.
В смысле?
Who's... Oh, God.
I must apologize, ma'am. I
А
didn't
ты
mean to
откуда
frighten
здесь взялся?
Зои Кастильо.
А ты откуда тут?
I remember him from my last visit to Mercuria. Brian, right?
Right. Brian. Brian Westhouse. We spent a few days in cramped quarters on a small airship. I'd be surprised if you didn't remember me.
It's been a confusing year. For a while, I remembered nothing. Even when I tried my best to remember, I couldn't. Well, not until now.
I know that feeling all too well, Miss Castillo. So you're back in Mercuria, and in this place of all places. How in the name of the balance did you get inside?
А ты?
People have been trying for years, but this house has strong wards. Venar magic, the oldest there is. And now I understand why. It's a treasure trove. Wait, is that the Annals of Dreaming? Good God, that's a lost treasure. Only 5 were ever made.
Why be secretive about it? I'm sure I can trust him. I'm not sure I want to tell this man absolutely everything yet.
Да.
I know my way around wards.
So I see. Your talents run deeper than I remember, Miss Castillo. I'm impressed.
Мне не нравится, как он
Pardon my
смотрит.
curiosity, but what are you looking for here? Abnaxis himself vanished a decade ago.
I should trust Brian. There's no point hiding anything from him. It's not that I don't trust him, but...
Да.
I was just curious about what was in here.
You know what they say about curiosity, Miss Castillo?
It killed the cat?
What? No. Curiosity is the doorway to knowledge and wisdom. Looks like I picked the perfect day for a stroll in the green. I was wondering why that odorous Hilarious fellow wasn't still trying to chop this tree down. Now I know. Let's see if we find anything interesting, shall we?
Откуда ты вообще взялся тут? Так, у нас разблокирован новый персонаж. Что-то он здесь как-то по-другому выглядит. Уже десятки лет Брайан Вестхаус живет в Аркадии, но родился он в Бостоне в 1902 году. В 1934 году Вестхаус предпринял попытку перейти сквозь раздел между мирами-близнецами, Старком и Аркадией, но с ним что-то произошло. Он попал в западню и некоторое время не мог выбраться из места, которое, по его словам, находится между мирами, очутившись в Аркадии только спустя сотни лет. Понимая, что он может уже никогда не вернуться в свой мир, он обосновался в Аркадии. Вестхаус познакомился с Эйприл Райан и помогал ей во время ее первого перехода в Аркадию, а 10 лет спустя он наткнулся и на Зои Кастильо. Обеим он помогал понять и принять реальность магического мира, а также принимал участие в их приключениях. Рожденный путешествовать большую часть своей жизни, Вестхаус исследовал миры. Он повидал многие уголки Аркадии, даже саму империю Азади, место, в котором бывали лишь некоторые жители северных земель, и мало кто из них смог оттуда вернуться. Последний раз те Вестхауза видели год назад в городе Темного народа. Да, и там что-то очень странное произошло с белой драконицей. Ну ладно. И что дальше? По-моему, это единственное интересное, что у нас тут было.
Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest.
Нет, честно говоря, мне не понравилось выражение его лица.
Have you found anything of interest? Keep looking. This place is a treasure trove.
Вообще-то я здесь уже все осмотрела, если что. Я вообще не поняла, откуда он взялся. И что дальше? Мне книга нужна.
Abnaxis left so much behind. There's a wealth of information here.
Так, ну-ка.
If you see anything that looks relevant, let me know. I can probably decipher it for you.
Вот эту вот книгу, например.
I'm sorry, did you want something?
Да. Ты что молчишь-то? Или здесь что-то еще опять есть? Или я опять что-то не вижу?
Abnaxis was a very well-read
Да, да,
man.
да, 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 да. Подождите-ка.
Looks like a handwritten note.
Давай. Это он и должен расшифровать? А это что?
It's another one of Obnaxis's notes.
All those years, and it was right here
Так,
under
что это
my
такое?
nose.
Да, все понятно.
Westhouse might be able to decipher that note.
Угу. И это тоже, да?
Notes. Notes everywhere.
What does this
Ладно. По-моему, там еще одна лежит. Я их до этого не видела, по-моему. Здесь вроде бы все.
I was right.
Я был прав, он говорит. Так, а здесь у нас... Нет, здесь у нас никаких записок нет, ладно.
I was wrong about that part. But at least now I know. Are you still searching? I'm sure Obnoxis left notes all over the place.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
Серьезно?
This looks interesting.
The first dreamer references in the annals of dreaming. That's this book right here. And the chapter about the first dream, it's certainly a starting point. Let's see what it says.
Can you read that book?
I've lived in Arcadia for decades, and there hasn't been much to do aside from studying ancient texts, so yes, I can read this book. Let's see, the chapter in question speaks of the Ular. They are said to be wardens of the Dreaming One, whatever that means.
Ну да, он у них там лежит.
It's a rough translation. The English language isn't quite up to the task. The Ular and the Yete, one people that split into two. That sounds familiar. It says here the Yete left the Purple Mountains to go south to burrow into the ground. Something about a well of dreams. I mean, I don't know how much of this is true and how much is fantasy or prophecy. It's a difficult book to decipher. There's also something about two dreamers becoming one. It's vague. This is almost certainly a prophecy of some sort. The Ular live on Cloud Peak. It's in the mountains of Yedra. Where's that on the map? Ah, there it is. Straight north across the plains, right in the middle of the border mountains. This is an old book, so I don't know if they still live there. I've never heard of the Ular. They might all be dead.
Так, ладно.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
Окей, ладно. Тут кое-что упало.
That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the pages.
Ну-ка. Ну, естественно, тут ничего не понятно, да?
Looks like a handwritten note.
И...
It's another one of Obnaxis's notes.
И...
Westhouse might be able to decipher that note.
I knew it! I knew it!
Окей. Ну, ничего не говорим, но мы эту всю
This
информацию не
note fell
даем.
out from the pages of the annals. What's a soulless stone?
I'm
Комендуешь?
not sure. The Soul Stone was taken from Luke's by the warlock Clax. It has been
Серьезно? Клаксом?
retrieved, or the past, present, and future will cease to be.
That sounds ominous.
It does indeed. I don't know about any Soul Stone, but I'm guessing this Clax fellow does. I wonder if Obnoxis means old Roper Clax.
Да, скорее всего.
April told me his story. He was a two-bit wizard who resided in a floating castle up north near the border mountains. April said she taught him a lesson. She didn't get into any details, but he lost his castle, Last I heard, he's doing children's theater here in town. Reformed, apparently.
А,
That's
это
a
он.
thing a wizard is capable of. Sounds like this soul stone is important.
Угу. Короче, мы знаем, где находится это место, где должны жить Улары, и мы что-то узнали о камне душ.
Have you looked upstairs yet?
Ну, вообще-то да. Нам пора уходить отсюда. Конечно, на всякий случай еще пройдусь тут. Глядите-ка, тут логотипчик игры. Всех игр. Который символизирует баланс. Ладно, тогда нам, наверное... Он больше ничего не скажет, да?
Have you found anything of interest? Keep looking. This place is a
Ладно,
treasure
окей,
trove.
тогда я собираюсь уходить, я думаю.
I don't know where to go next. I should stay here and look for more clues.
Ты серьезно? Каких больше подсказок? Нам известно, где находится место. Какие еще подсказки?
I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it.
Какие еще подсказки? Я уже какой, 4-й раз поднимаюсь?
I knew it. I knew it.
Серьезно? Книги. Что это такое? Тут какой-то... Это надо было так запрятать? Блин, ну я не знаю, если я опять что-то пропустила, это будет уже слишком. Ладно. Я надеюсь, это последнее.
Here's another note.
On the matter of the kin and the approaching war of the balance. By Jove, this is the information we've been looking for. I can't believe it was right here all this time. Your help has been invaluable, Zoe. I'm in your debt.
Серьезно?
Obnoxus left so much
Да ты
behind.
достал
There's
уже.
a wealth of information
I don't know
here.
if I'm done here yet. I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Ты издеваешься надо мной? Где еще искать-то? Вы чё? Они, главное, еще их так запрятывают, что вообще невозможно найти. Ту вот эту, которая наверху
War
была.
of the balance.
Это вообще
Finally, something
нереально.
concrete.
Не, ну это... Вот этот дурацкий поиск здесь,
To tell them.
он просто отвратителен. Точно так же, как мы искали рисунки. Это было очень занудно. Это было... Мы же в конце концов не в поиск предметов играем.
The war of the balance.
Серьезно, где? Где? Что?
Something concrete.
Здесь я больше ничего не вижу.
I can't wait to tell them.
Вы издеваетесь внизу где-то еще? Ну где? Тут вон какая-то вон что-то свернутое валяется.
I'll need to write all of this down before I
Трость
forget it.
Обнаксуса, видимо. Но он был с ней, когда мы его увидели, если не ошибаюсь. Да тут, блин, тут нету больше ничего.
The war of the balance. Finally, something concrete.
Подождите-ка. А, ты еще на
I'm sure
карту
Obnoxus
хочешь?
won't mind me borrowing this. I'll return it to him in person, if I make it to Cloud Peak.
Так, чувак, мне надо уходить.
If you see anything that looks relevant, let me know. I can probably decipher it for you.
I should get going. Should we...
Would you mind terribly if I stayed here to read these books?
Well, it's private property, isn't it?
Obnoxious isn't coming back, and I've been itching for a chance to peruse his library for years now. I promise I won't remove anything or make a mess.
It doesn't look like Brian's going to do any damage to the place. He's respectful and curious. It couldn't hurt to let him stay. He might have the best of intentions, but I made a promise to blind Bob. I'd feel awful if anything happened to Obnoxious's abode.
Да я не могу все равно оставить. Мы же должны закрыть дверь и вернуть ключ, наверное.
It doesn't look like Brian's going to do any damage to the place. He's
Не знаю, я ему все равно не доверяю.
Intentions, but I made a promise to blind. I'm sorry. I don't think I can let you stay in here.
I'm not sure I need your permission.
I...
Only joking. I understand. I'll take my leave now, Miss Castillo. I certainly hope we'll see each other again soon.
Не знаю, ему хочется верить, но... Не знаю, я еще с предыдущей части что-то было странное. То, как он единственный, кто остался в библиотеке Темного народа, и потом белую драконицу там убили. И она его узнала. Она, конечно, не назвала его именно, но мне кажется, что это был он. И он очень странно смотрел, если честно.
Nope.
No, you did. You said something about a show in the square.
Говорил.
Crow.
Oh, right! Roper Clax's Fingerlings! Man, that show's great. A modern classic.
Clax. He's the wizard April Ryan fought.
That's right. He was behaving badly, so she fought him and trapped him inside some sort of calculating machine. Pretty clever stuff.
Where can I find this puppet show?
I'll show you.
Найти на пальчнике. Да, действительно, дом снаружи выглядит меньше. Так, и куда он улетел? Ладно. Карта. А я не помню уже, где эта штука находится. Куда нам нужно? Нет, нам не говорят. Короче говоря, у нас опять начинаются долгие блуждания. Где-то на площади. По-моему. Ну-ка. Так. Я не знаю, Нет. Нет, честно говоря, я не знаю. Ладно, будем бродить. У меня что-то уже из головы вылетело где-то. На какой-то площади, что ли, они говорили? А, вот же они. Да? Это они? Да. А вот и он.
Roper Clax, I presume. He looks wizardly, as in how I expected wizards to look when I was 10.
If you seek an autograph, you must purchase my book first. It's on sale today, only...
No, sorry. I need to talk to you.
Talk, hmm? Well, I only have a few minutes before my show begins, but I'm sure I can spare a couple of them for a pretty young thing like you.
This has to be the right man. You are Roper Clax, right? The wizard?
Who told you that?
Well, that sign, for one.
No, the wizard part. Who told you?
I mean, I'm merely a humble finger puppeteer trying to make an honest living in a cold and heartless world.
But you were a wizard once.
Fully rehabilitated, I don't go anywhere near sorcery, not anymore. You should really read my highly acclaimed and best-selling memoir, A Farewell to My Wizarding Ways.
Мы же отдали единственный
It's
экземпляр.
a thrilling story of redemption and romance, of dashing heroes and wicked villainesses, of flying castles and curious calculating devices. Every word of it as true as the night is dark and the day is bright, of course.
It's an... Didn't he and April have some sort of confrontation? Do you remember April Ryan?
April Ryan? Oh, yes, of course, absolutely, certainly, naturally. The bit...
The brave young woman who came to my castle and stole it, and helped me put my sorceress past behind me.
How could I possibly forget?
Ну, не знаю, он был более дружелюбный во второй части.
It's an odd name for a child. He's obviously got some issues with April. I'd be curious to learn more.
Давай.
So, about April.
Why does everyone want to talk about April Ryan? She was just a weak little human who stumbled onto things she didn't...
No, I must apologize. You see, April and I had some
disagreements in the past. I'm past that now. I'm a different person. As for April Ryan, I hear she suffered an ignoble death at the hands of our Azadi benefactors. What a shame. What a terrible, terrible shame.
Жесть.
It's an odd name for a children's puppet show. The Fingerlings.
Ah, my beloved finger puppets, beloved by all children and critics alike. Gilbert Grutton of the Daily Mercurian called my show simply astonishing and wrote that it was quite impossible to look away. I couldn't believe my eyes and like a slow-motion cart wreck. You see, the Fingerlings represent a revolution in finger puppeteering, or as I call it, fingering, trademark and patent pending. The women in particular are quite ecstatic about it. Stay for the show. I guarantee a good time.
I might as well get right to it, seeing as his show is about to begin.
Давай.
Do you recall owning a soul stone?
A soul stone? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just wondering, since there are so many impressive tales about your powers where I come from.
And where would that be?
That was a long time ago. In another life. I've moved on. I'm a different person now in every way.
I was just wondering what happened to the stone.
She took it, that bitch.
Balance? Pardon me? I don't know where that came from.
Who?
The Yaga, the wicked witch of the north, as these simpletons call her. As if they have any idea who and what she truly is.
Интересно.
She lurks in Riverwood in the dark places. She feeds on that stone like a...
Like I said, that's in the past, and I've left it all behind long ago. Now I make an honest living bringing joy to children through my most excellent and revolutionary finger puppet theater. And on that note, I must beg your pardon, young miss. The show is about to begin.
Can we please talk again afterwards? I have some more questions.
Sure. Absolutely. After the show. Yes. Toodaloo.
Ну, пока.
Yes, here we go.
А, нам еще и
Gonna be
покажут.
so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and... well, humans... and you, Azadi soldier standing over there, you're welcome to watch, just don't rattle your sabers or rustle your suits. welcome to this morning's performance of The Fingerlings. I am your host and puppeteer, Roper Clax, esteemed thespian and raconteur, author and entrepreneur. My book is available for purchase with a free personalized dedication. Speak to me after the show. A donation is both appreciated and expected. Drop your coins into the box after the show. Remember that every iron piece goes towards a good purpose.
Woohoo! Go Fingerlings!
My beloved Fingerlings, handcrafted reproductions of renowned actors from across Arcadia, immortalized in finger puppet form by skilled artisans. Using only the finest fabrics and natural materials, these lovely creatures are as dear to me as children, and as talented and protean as the finest human players. You're all welcome to approach the stage after the show, of course, to admire my finely crafted miniatures up close and intimately. No food, no touching, no children.
И он сам левее нее.
And now, beloved audience, prepare yourselves for a journey into mystery, for a true story of wizardry and magic. I present to you the tale of the good-hearted wizard and the villainous winch. Once upon a time, in the distant north, there lived a kindly old wizard in a wonderful flying castle. This very friendly wizard liked to tease and toy with the people of the land, and sometimes he would do silly things like turn them into stone or furry animals and bottle up the wind.
Да-да.
Naturally, he meant no harm, and the people of the land loved the wizard like they would a grandfather, a very young and very, very handsome grandfather. But one day, an evil sorceress from a distant land came to visit the kindly wizard. This ugly, selfish witch didn't understand that the wizard was only trying to make people happy. She used her dark sorcery to steal all of his possessions and trap him inside a tiny little box where the gentle wizard was barely able to breathe. The poor old man was trapped for many moons inside this box before a benevolent wandering god arrived to free him from his prison. The wizard pledged eternal allegiance to the wandering god in return for vengeance against the cruel witch who trapped him. Together they...
There he is, Commander. The dangerous loon who's corrupting our youth with his occult finger rings.
What? What's this? What are you doing? What's going on? You can't... Hey! Hey! Hands off!
You're teaching children of magic, old man.
Да он сказки им рассказывает. Еще идиот, что ли?
Release me, you dishonorable brute!
By the authority vested in me by the Greater Azadi Empire and the Emissary, and in accordance with provisional imperial law prohibiting any and all teachings of occult magic,
Какие там учения-то были? Вы что, больные, что ли?
You can't do this! You don't know who I am!
Tell it to the magistrate, wizard.
My fingerlings! My precious handcrafted fingerlings! No!
I cannot believe that they arrested him. What a travesty.
Да уж. А ты